This has been how this goes. Every time I come into this room, something happens, and I just can't get this section done, and I need to get this section done. Hi guys, it's time for part 4 of my Extreme Office Declutter series. Today, we're going to get started on that section right behind me. So if you've got a room or a space in your home that needs decluttering, do it along with me today and let me know in the comments what you're working on. And don't forget, stick around to the end of my videos because I always include a little decluttering poem. And yes, in case you're wondering, I do write them. And thank you to everyone who has commented about how much they enjoy the poems. It really means a lot to me. And I hope you'll let me know today what you're working on along with me. For now, let's get started. It's actually been a little over 2 weeks since I've done any decluttering in my office, but I have been in here using my office and discovering what works and what doesn't work. But other things have been happening and I've just not been able to get in here and do any decluttering. On this shelf, we have, let's see, some sentimental looking things up on top. Some sentimental looking things there. Getting into the more office things and more office things. So all of these things on the bottom, I don't know if I said this in any other video, but all of these binders and all these things, the paper sketchbooks and stuff like that, most, if not all of them, have poems and sketches that I have done over the years, and I need to go through all that and get the poems put into the computer. And I don't really need to have all of these in my office, but I do want to make sure that I get all of them put onto the computer, all the poems. So I will have to go through all of those. That's not something I'm going to do right now. That will be a long-term project. I am going to take all of these things out of here because I want to move this shelf over here to see if I like it. If I don't, I'll be moving it back. But I gotta take all of this stuff out in order to move it. Since I'm gonna be taking all of these binders and sketchbooks and things out of this shelf so that I can move it, I grabbed a couple of boxes. So I'm gonna put them into these boxes. That way, if I have to move them to get them out of the way, I can just slide them out of the way. And if I decide that I'm going to store them for any length of time, I can put a label on them and they'll already be in a box. Because I'm not really sure, I don't really need to have all of them out. I can only go through one at a time. And I kind of don't want to have all these out, but I kind of don't want to store them. So I got to make a decision on that. But first things first, I'm going to get them out of the shelf so I can move the shelf. And the other thing that I grabbed and brought in here was my little niggles box. And if you don't remember my little niggles box, it's basically when I'm going through something or when I see something in my house and I get that little niggle in the back of my brain that's like, I don't really want that anymore. I just go ahead and stick it into this box and then I can make a decision. And I remember, oh yeah, instead of going to the closet 10 times and finding the same shirt that I don't want to choose and I don't like it anymore, I just go ahead and grab it, throw it in here. I've already got a couple of things in my little niggles box, and I'm kind of expecting that I might find a few more as I go through this shelving unit over here. But first, I'm going to start with this stuff because I really want to know if I can move this shelf over here and if it'll look right. Just to give you a little idea of why I don't want to sit and go through all of these right now at this time, it's because this is what I'm going to be dealing with. This is kind of how my brain works. Sometimes it's very neat and sometimes it's a chaotic mess and sometimes it goes in circles and sometimes it's really sloppy and I can't read my own writing. Sometimes it's doodles, and sometimes it's just the same thing written over and over and over again. And sometimes it's just playing around with the spelling of some crazy name I've thought up. I mean, you just never know what you're going to get. with my sketch pads. It's like a brain dump for me. They're not going to be simple or quick to go through. So yeah, that's going to be a long-term project and for another day. Got one box filled. I found these two in the shelf, and I'm pretty sure I bought these because I like the cover on them, but then I never got around to using them. But I think this is pretty cool because this one says keep calm and let it go, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to keep calm while I'm letting things go. So I really think I should use this and stop saving it for something good. But I'm only going to use one at a time, so I'm going to keep this one in my office, and I'm going to put this one downstairs with my extra office supplies. I'm not really sure why this is on my shelf, unless I was saving it for maybe looking at pictures for drawing or something. Or maybe I thought I could practice my handwriting and maybe I'd get better at it, but I don't think so. So I'm going to go ahead and let this go because I really don't know why I have it in my shelf. If I don't know why I have it, then I don't really see a reason for me to keep it at this point. This is a really nice, I don't know what these are called, portfolio thing or something, but you know what? I've had this thing for years and I never use it. So I think I'm okay with letting this go. The second box is almost full and I still have a lot of stuff left on the shelf, so I'm going to need to go find some more boxes. But I wanted to show you what I found to let go of so far. I found some little fairy stickers. Those will be fun for somebody to play with. Maybe do some crafting or whatever. And I found some pages torn out of one of those planner, dater type things, notebook things. And I found a couple of kids' books. I don't remember this one, Goodnight Fairies, but I do remember this one was really cute. But I don't think I need to keep them anymore. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass them along so that somebody else can enjoy them. I went through this thing and I found some notes and things scribbled for poems. Found some office supplies, some paper, this whole notebook with paper. It's not been used. This stand thing. And also this has a bunch of paper in it, and then some of my poems in those sheet protectors. So I'm going to go ahead and separate this stuff out and put it away so I can get to the next shelf. You might have heard me talk about my junk journals in one of my videos. Well, this is one of them. As you can see, it's got scraps of trims and ribbons and paper, that sort of thing. And on the inside, I made a butterfly for the center because I wanted to be able to stand it up or have it closed and have it look nice. And the pages are made of just scraps of paper, and I put my poems, my love poems. I don't really write a lot of love poems, but I wrote each of them out onto scraps of paper, and then that's what's on the pages in here. So that's what this one is. You can see it has little pockets and that sort of thing in it. So I made that one, and then I started making this one. This one also has the love poems in it, but I didn't put a butterfly in the center of this one. And it's a little bit smaller, but it's the same poems because I don't have very many love poems, like I said. So that's what this one is. And then I didn't do the cover on it though. I didn't finish it. On top of the shelving unit, I have a couple of things in frames. I'm going to have to get the step ladder thing to get them down. They're a little high up for me. But the one on the right is my poem Angel, and the other one has a copy of my first book, my bookmark, and some of that stuff. It's one of those shadow box ones. And then that is one of my books. And I did that thing where you can fold the pages to make a Christmas tree. I did one for my niece, and I was going to do one for myself, and I never finished it, so that's as far as I got with that. But that's actually one of my books. And on this shelf, that's my baby doll from when I was 4. Mom got my sister and I these baby dolls when our brother was born. And that is my Hedwig backpack purse type thing. And so, I don't know, I gotta decide about that. And this little thing is just really soft and squishy. Hubby got me that. So it's cute. And there's some little shower hooks. And on this shelf, I have the fairy crown. I have my Wicked mug, which I broke not long after I started using it. But I haven't gotten rid of it yet because maybe I can stick pins in it or something. And I have my Believe heart. And this little quilt thing, I made this. And a copy of each of my books. These I want to keep out. And my Bible, there's 2 Bibles there. And then on this shelf, I have this trivet thing, this little fox, and this little Christmassy thing I made. I made this out of, I don't know what you would call this. It was a little fabric bag you could buy. And then I put stuffing in it, put some bells and some other stuff on it, and made like a little pillow thing. But I think it was actually to put like a bottle of, I don't know, wine or something in. I'm not really sure. I don't drink, so I don't know. But I think that's what the original purpose for this thing was. But I just stuffed it and made a pillow out of it, a decorative pillow. But I'm going to let this go. I'm going to go ahead and let my little fox go, even though he's adorable. I think I'm just going to go ahead and let him go. And I'm going to let the trivet go, even though it's very pretty. And mostly I just use it, I had it in the shelf like this, like for like one of my happies. But I don't know, I don't really need to keep it, so I'm just going to go ahead and let it go. And down here, so far, these are some things I need to go through. I have a couple of little whatnotty type things. And then down here, this looks like a mess because all of the things that were office related or just paper, I stuck those down here as I was decluttering and going through the rest of the shelves. So it's quite a bit of stuff. Majority of this, if not all of this, is going to go downstairs with my office overflow, because I will eventually use it, or I'll go through those things and pare it down. And I also found some cards. They're new, so I need to put those somewhere, so in case we need to give someone a card, we can use those. And I found some bookmarks. These are my bookmarks. This poem, I think it's in my 3rd book. It's called Smile. And it says, "My smile is something I can give to everyone I see. It doesn't cost me anything. It's absolutely free. And when I give my smile away, I find amazingly, most everyone I give it to will give one back to me." So yeah, that's my poem. That's the sort of stuff I write. Just simple and positive usually. So that's my poetry. And I have 3 books. They're all self-published, so no biggie. But yeah, I think these must be the ones that I had in my bag when I did a show or something. And probably more than one, because I think I found 3 bags stuck over here. So I probably just pulled them out and stuck them on this shelf as I emptied my bag, my bigger bag out. So Yeah, so I need to put those all away with my books. So far, I have this stack of stuff that will go in the basement with my office things. And I have this pile of stuff. A lot of it is stuff that will be given away. And then I have a few things for the recycle bin. And that one's just an empty box. And then I have this stack is my writing. So I've got to figure out what to do with that. And these things need to get put away. But I haven't figured out yet what exactly to do with all of this stuff. I finally got this shelf cleared out, but it took a lot longer than I expected it to. So now I am going to try to wiggle it over to here. I've moved it before and it's not easy, but I can do it. It just takes a little while. And I need to take these things down. These are some of my poems, and I framed them. This was from back when I first started writing my poetry a few years ago. So I framed some of them just to remind myself that I could actually write poetry. So I'm going to take those things down and move this shelf over. I don't like how that looks. It looks more cluttery. Just ignore the things in the window. It's nighttime and that makes it so that people can't see in through the window. Yeah, I think it looks more cluttery. Some of the stuff that's in this shelf now is some of the stuff I probably will put into this shelf here, but I don't know, I kind of don't like that. I can reach the outlet over here more easily, but yeah, I don't like that. Well, that's better, I suppose. I kind of like the table where the shelf is, but I didn't want the shelf over here. And maybe once I get finished decluttering, maybe I won't need that shelf anymore. If that's the case, I can move that table back down. But I don't know that yet, so I guess for now, that's how I'll do it. Now that I've got a few things in it, it doesn't look quite as bad, so maybe it'll be okay. I need to find a place to put these boxes. I don't want to put them in the basement, and I don't really want to put them in another room because they really belong in here. I'm going to be working on this stuff in here, so I'd like to keep them in here. And I put my sewing machine and those little things back there in this little spot, so I'm thinking that I'll pull that out and put these boxes back there so they won't look so weird. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll be okay. And I'm going to move those over here or under this table, whichever one looks better. This is how the shelf is looking now, and the table is clear on top, and I want to keep it clear because I can use it as a work surface. I've been using it when I put together the buy nothing things, so it's coming in really handy for that. And eventually I'd like to have this room cleared out enough that I don't have anything under the table, but for right now my sewing machine is under there, and I put that stack of the drawers back under there. There are things in those drawers, but I'm not going to go through them right now. I'm going to save that for either a Tiny Tidy Tuesday video or for a 10 minutes better video.
Every inch of shelf space in my office is packed full, even on the top where I can't reach without a stool. And yet there's nothing that I need and plenty I can't find. I think I should start over, get the whole thing redesigned. Or maybe I could move some things, keep only what I use. My office might run better. What have I got to lose? I take out all the extras, toss the things that should be tossed. I make a pile for losing and a pile for things I'd lost. If all the things have spaces and there's more space in between, it should be much easier for each thing to be seen. The only thing I wish I'd done is done this long ago. Shelves that don't have clutter clear up space for office flow.
This is what the office looks like now. It's getting better, making some progress. Let me know in the comments what you worked on today, and don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss future videos. For now, happy decluttering! What are you looking at? Huh? What you looking at? Hello. Hello.